what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to cover important reminders that you all might want to take care of before maintenance. Now, there's not a lot to remind on this week, but still, reminders never hurt, right? I would also like to respect my viewers' precious time, so be sure to use the timestamp chapters in the video playbar, as well in the video description, to help you get the info you need from this video faster, back to your day. So something important I want to remind you all that's going to be going away pretty soon is going to be the item protection trade, and you can find this via the first shop on the left in Central City, the item trader Travis, and it's up at the very top of the item recycle, and we scroll down a little ways here and it's right here. It's N-Augmentation item protect, and these are very important. These allow you to preserve any of your items that you're using, any of your material items that you're using when you're trying to augment gear. So this is actually really important because you can save yourself from losing capsules that are worth like millions of Meseta. It's a really nice little thing. You do lose the protection capsule, of course, but you, like, say if you was using like a Gladiosol and it failed, you would still keep all your Gladiosol capsules. So this is a very important item, and one of these trades here takes 40 AC items, and then the other trade takes 40 SG scratch items. Now, the 40 SG scratch items, you probably have a lot of these laying around just because we get a daily SG scratch every day, right? So just a little heads up, this will be going away and resetting somewhere around like the 1st or 2nd of October or something like that. That's coming up pretty soon. So we do have a little bit of a keyword that's going to be going away with the maintenance, and this actually gives some really nice rewards too. If you haven't put this keyword in, make sure you do. You can see right here, I'm on the Arks Visiphone. This is a website I'm going to leave a link to in the video description below so y'all can bookmark it and check out these keywords later. They keep up to date usually on all the different little keywords in the game and what the rewards are. You can see that this keyword here is fantasy underscore singing underscore all underscore night. And you need to type it in exactly like you see right here. So this one's going to give 50 star gems, and as well the Neobo. It's like a Monkey King bar, kind of like the Power Pole from Dragon Ball. It's a PSO weapon. It's a double saber camo, and it extends out when you swing it and stuff. It's actually a really cool camo. But you can just say this keyword here in any game chat in the game, and it's going to give it to you in your campaign rewards. So something that's going to be resetting with maintenance is going to be NPC Architect. She has a Genesis Point trade shop here. This is actually a monthly trade shop, but I'm going to go ahead and just mention it to y'all anyways because that will be resetting with the maintenance. And you can actually trade in for like Aegis Integras in here, and as well as like some other little capsules and materials and stuff. I would strongly suggest at least getting the Aegis Integras from here because you can use those in the other trades. So we do have an Arks record ranking that's going to be going away this week. So if you open up your menu and you go to personal and then to Arks record, random challenge records, you can see right here it's the North Aelio board stage 1. And you want to make sure that you go at least do one run of this, which will give you your minimum participation reward of Arks Record Badge 20. And if you try to go a little bit hard on it, you can possibly get silver or gold. Now, if you have a character on all 4 ships, this is an individual ranking on all 4 ships, so you can actually get the rewards on each ship just by doing one run on each ship, which is something I suggest doing, because then you can take your badges and get your star gems on your off ships, which counts for your entire account. And then you can use your main ship for your whatever else you want from the trade, like your arms refiners and camos and whatever else SEGA might add there in the future. So it's a pretty nice way to get all the weekly star gems with pretty low effort. Now the way that you would find this, if you open up your world map, and it's right here in North Aelio at the Halfina Wetlands Ryuker, right here next to this. And you can see at the little terminal right here is exactly where you started. So we do currently have a package that's on sale in the SG shop that's going to be going away with maintenance. I actually don't suggest anyone to purchase this, and I'll explain why here in a minute. But you can see right here on the screen, for 700 star gems, you can purchase the pack currently, Gear Up Your Class Support Set plus bonus. Now the bonus portion of this package is actually pretty good. You can see in the middle of the screen there, bonus for Halfinale S as well as Mastery 4S. And that gives you those capsules, allowing you to put those on at 100% rate, which they're pretty expensive capsules and they're really good, especially the Halfinale S. The Mastery capsule isn't very useful if you're using a Verse weapon, just because the floor potency isn't used on a Verse weapon, but for any other weapon types, it's pretty nice. But you can also see that the package comes with 3 24-hour 50% EXP boosters, and this is the thing I'm really not a fan of. I don't like the fact that 24-hour boosters promotes 24 hours of gameplay, because you can't actually stop your boosters. So the moment that you start this booster, the timer starts ticking, and whether you're online or not, that timer is still ticking. There's no way to pause it, there's no way to stop it. So it just kind of promotes unhealthy gameplay. I really hope that SEGA adds the pause booster feature, or at least allows the timers to stop when you're not logged into the game. I think that would be fair, because that does really promote unhealthy gameplay, and I think that's just not good. And these come at a hefty cost. You can see there's 700 star gems. You can actually purchase up to 3 of these, which is pretty nice for the bonus capsule for that half finale S. But I do want to remind you all, coming up after maintenance, we're going to be having the SG support scratch, and we don't really know what all is going to be inside of that. It's probably going to have some really good items, and it should have some items that are going to be boosting like fixer rates and stuff. So the limited time quest currently is going to be going away with maintenance coming up. This is the Drilled Caldera Cleanup Op, and it actually is a pretty fun little quest. There's a 24 player boss quest. If you haven't been out there running it, I'd suggest going and playing it a couple of times before the maintenance hits. It's actually got some pretty nice little prizes over here in the listing that you can get with the Autumn 23 SP scratch tickets. And as well, you can also get like a pretty decent rate of Arms Refiner 2 from there. And there's also some really big treasure drops like the Tissas and the Octo Armor Belta too. So this part of the video, I think most of my viewers will know where the trades I am about to mention are. So here's a checklist on the screen that you can pause to save yourself some time. This is weekly trades that you should be doing every week. I'm going to go to each location and showcase them as usual for those of you that don't know where these trades are, as well give some info along the way too. So up first, we're going to be right here in Central City. We're going to go to the first shop on the left in Central City, and this is the Item Trader Travis. And we're going to go to Item Exchange, and at the very bottom of the listing down here is the N-Augmentation success rate 10%. You can trade it for 3 of these a week, and it just takes 30 gold Prim swords. Then another exchange we're going to mention is going to be Item Exchange Stia. Towards the middle of the listing here, there's a couple of things that you can trade in for. Some of these capsules here might hold some value for you, and as well there's also Arms Refiner here, which is never a bad thing to have. And then next we're going to mention Aegis Integra Exchange, and towards the very bottom of Aegis Integra Exchange, you want to make sure that you trade in for your Aegis Soul as well as all the different dominas so you can make half finale. And then as well we'll mention the Giga Strugment Exchange. So if you're killing Gigantics enemies in the Aelio region, they drop these items called Giga Strugment, and you can trade those in for various capsules here that have a weekly limit, as well as camos and whatnot too. And these camos actually sell for a lot of money on the player market. Then another exchange we're going to mention is going to be the Growthment Exchange, and you get the Growthment items from running either the limited time quest or the Seal exploration. And you can actually trade in for Arms Refiner 2 here, and there's a limited 2 of these a week. So up next, we're going to run down the street here to the last shop on the right in Central City, and that'll be at the Item Enhancement Shop. And at the Item Enhancement Shop at the very bottom is an Exchange Enhancement Materials and then other enhancement materials. And you can trade in here for Gold Prim 2 for your armor and sword. And those are used these are very good for taking your weapons and your armor from 60 to 70. They give 100,000 EXP per unit that you use. And then as well, you can also trade in for your Photon Chunk 2s here. And these are used for unlocking Potential 6, which is another really important part of adding damage. And then as well, you can also trade in for Arms Refiner 2 and Arms Refiner here too. And then lastly, we're going to leave from here. We're going to go right up the steps to the NPC support NPC Tim up here. Now the Alliance Activity Support NPC Tim, if you're doing your Alliance tasks, Tim has a trade for the badges for the items that you get from doing Alliance tasks. And you want to make sure that you trade in for your Star Gems weekly here. You can also trade in for some of the triggers that are here too. Some of them have some value sometimes. Sometimes you can farm like from the Dark Falls, for example, you can farm like your Aegis Souls or your Ratty Souls and stuff like that. These have some value as well. Okay, so that's going to bring us to the last part of the video. We're going to go back to base PSO2 and we're going to be mentioning Casino Star Gem Weekly there. Now, base PSO2 is a separate download from NGS, so you will need to have it downloaded separately. It is free though. It's a large file, but it's very worth having it. There's a lot of really cool stuff about base PSO2. So the way that you would access base PSO2 is you go to any Ryuker and you go to block transfer, and up at the very top is an option for transfer to base PSO2 block. Now alternatively, another way to get to base PSO2 is via the ship selection screen. Once you select your ship, and then from there, once you go to character selection and you select your character, you'll see that it brings up a prompt for either PSO2 NGS or base PSO2. So upon logging into base PSO2, it'll put you right here in the middle of the Arks ship lobby, and if you turn around, you'll be facing an elevator right here, which you can go to the shopping plaza via. And once you're inside of the shopping plaza, if you just jump down right here, and you turn directly around, you'll be facing the entrance to the casino right here. Now I do want to mention, off to the stairs up to the left, there is actually another weekly trade for 100 Star Gems via Buster Medals, and you can get Buster Medals either inside a Buster Quest, or you can also get them now since the update in August via Cradle of Darkness triggers, which is a trigger that you can get from your Alliance shop in base PSO2. So you do actually need a trigger to run that. I'm not going to really go over too much more info about it, but that is a new thing that's been updated. And it actually drops like the buster medals inside of Cradle of Darkness pretty decently from my understanding. So that's another way that you can get some weekly star gems via doing that. But we're going to go ahead and go here inside the casino. Okay, so upon entering inside of the casino, if you run over to the left, there's a prize attendant Chip right here, and Chip has limited time exchange, and you can get weekly star gems right here. Now you can actually do this per week on every ship that you have too, so this is actually individual per ship. So if you have a character on all 4 ships, you can hit this weekly casino star gem trade per ship as well. Now if you're curious on how to get hold of casino passes, if it's your first time in the casino, there's an NPC right over here. This NPC actually has some little tasks around the casino that you can do, playing various games, using a drink stand and stuff. Some of them will give you casino passes. Once you have your casino passes, you take them to this Vol Dragon machine right here, and you can spin either 1 pass at a time or 5 passes at a time. We're going to spin 5 just to show you as an example. And the Vol Dragon will spit out like a random value of coins, with 100 being the minimum that you can get. You can see right there I got 100 each. They can actually give you all the way up to 500 each for a per pass, which is pretty nice. There's a little bit of RNG involved to it. Now there's another way to get a hold of casino coin passes every day, and that's via doing daily orders, and that's actually really easy. So we're going to go back to the main Ark ship lobby and show you that real quick. So here we are back in the main Ark ship lobby where we originally logged in. If you run over to your left, there's a daily order attendant right here, and you can see she has a green icon on top of her just because I have a bunch of daily orders stocked up already. So we're going to talk to her real quick, and towards the bottom usually is some of my favorite ones. And some of these are like for like fishing inside of free explorations, or like harvesting different little items and stuff via mining or killing monsters and stuff. And usually I'll just grab these, and I have a lot of these items just stockpiled, and it makes it really useful for turning these in. There's also other little like orders inside of here. Some of these are like collect orders that you could send support partners out on to collect for you. Some of them are just like random kill orders. Some of them are kind of complicated, some of them are really simple. But when it comes to these gathering items in particular, like this one right here I just grabbed for example, you can see I have 221 of this item. I'm going to turn this in, but before I turn it in, I'm going to alter the value. I'm just going to turn in 1. I want to save the rest of my items so I can turn them in again at another time, or on another character. So we're going to turn that in, and we're going to back out, and you're going to see it pops up that I've completed a daily order, which gives me 5 casino coin passes, which is a minimum of 500 casino coins. Now you can do this on every character that you have individually every day, so you can actually get a lot of casino coins every day just via doing these quick turn-ins for these gathering items. It's really nice, easy, low-effort star gems weekly. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for the video. I'm curious, did any of you have any luck in the limited time quests this week? Let me know down in the comments below, please. Speaking of which, likes, comments, and subscribing is a free way you can help my channel grow, reaching a larger audience. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a wonderful day, friends. I'll see you all in the next one.